Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 30.17. Yeah, 17. And actually, I'm not going to really show anything specific on the SP404 Mark II for today. I just want to talk about a lot of the old school styles really just use like a low pass filter, maybe a high pass filter if you even had one. And as a result, you ended up with a lot of mud in the mid range because you didn't frequently have very uh, fine tuned equalizers or other things where you could really dig in and make like laser focused edits to your audio. So, for me, I would say if you're trying to make something that sounds old school, don't get too hung up on your mid range, especially if it starts sounding a little bit muddy. You go listen to some of those older tracks and you can kind of hear things that just don't sound great. And especially if you're trying to get that like old school demo tape kind of sound, like you're just going to find that a lot of the demo tapes in the mid range they lose some of that clarity. And I would say for me, my advice would be because of that, focus more on how you can get more clarity in the low end and the high end, and don't feel like you have to make that mid range totally perfect. There are certainly things you can do, but even just like having isolator, you'll find that just if you just stick with using isolator, you're gonna find that if you have a lot going on in your track, you've only got a low, mid, and high range cut. That's not a whole lot of uh, going to give you a whole lot of space that you can work with. And even, to some extent, you can do a lot of good work with the equalizer. Where is it? No, it's in here. Page 2 on the bottom. So, the equalizer, you can come in and you can adjust a lot more granularity where these points are for the frequencies, whether it's the low end, mid, or high end frequency. But you end up having to do a lot of work on the SP404, even on the Mark II, that would have to require just kind of resample to keep working on getting those things fine tuned. Personally, if you're working on the Mark II, I would say, just kind of do your best, but you don't have to get perfect. Honestly, for me, I like the sound of the low pass filter type of that kind of sound where you're just filtering things as best you can. And given that, for me, my advice would be, unless you really have specific reasons to get down and dirty and clean that stuff up, I would just kind of live with it and just see how it works for you. So, don't feel like you're uh, causing yourself any problems or anything, kind of letting that mid range be a little bit muddy. If you need to clean it up, just do what they used to do, which is just use less instruments and have less things going on, and let that be the way that you separate your audio instead of trying to focus on filtering and equalizing and all of that stuff. So, guys, I just say, keep making music, and if it sounds good, I would say it is good. Keep having fun, and peace.